Have you ever pondered on the ripple effect of historical trauma, specifically how centuries-old slavery might impact the psychological health of descendants today? This enigma, ladies and gentlemen, is the core of post-traumatic slave syndrome, a theory that seeks to comprehend the contemporary implications of historical trauma. The roots of post-traumatic slave syndrome, or PTSS as it's often abbreviated, stretch back to the origins of the African slave trade. Enslaved Africans were forcibly removed from their homelands, stripped of their culture, and subjected to horrific physical and psychological abuse. This trauma didn't vanish with the abolition of slavery. Instead, it was passed down through generations, leaving a lasting legacy of pain that continues to affect African American communities today. Dr. Joy DeGruy, a researcher specializing in social work, first coined the term post-traumatic slave syndrome in the early years of the 21st century. She sought to address the deep-seated emotional distress and harmful behavioral patterns that have persisted among African Americans, theorizing that these were not isolated incidents, but a collective psychological response to centuries of racial trauma. DeGruy's work, while groundbreaking, was not without controversy. Critics argue that PTSS is not a recognized disorder in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, and caution against pathologizing the African American experience. Nevertheless, the concept has sparked important conversations about the long-term effects of racial trauma and the need for healing and reparations. In essence, post-traumatic slave syndrome suggests that the psychological impact of slavery did not end with emancipation, but was passed down through generations. It influences the social, emotional, and economic realities of African Americans today, manifested in behaviors such as internalized racism, violence, and self-destructive tendencies. It also emphasizes the resilience and strength of African American communities despite centuries of oppression. Dr. DeGruy's work on PTSS also highlights the importance of healing, not just on an individual level, but also as a community and a nation. She advocates for acknowledgement, understanding, and reparative action as necessary steps towards healing the wounds left by slavery. So, what have we unfolded today? We've delved into the history and development of post-traumatic slave syndrome, a theory that connects the psychological struggles of modern African American communities to the historical trauma of slavery. We've explored the controversy surrounding PTSS and emphasized the importance of healing and reparative action. The exploration of post-traumatic slave syndrome may lead to uncomfortable conversations, but it's these discussions that can prompt societal change, healing, and a deeper understanding of the long-lasting effects of historical traumas. As we continue to explore and understand our shared history, we can strive for a more inclusive and empathetic future. Remember, history isn't just about the past, it's about understanding our present and shaping our future.